All right, today we're going to get inside the head of Jack Ma, one of the most fascinating entrepreneurs on the planet. We're going to break down the key lessons he shared with a group of young innovators, and trust me, they are not what you'd expect.
So, how does a guy who taught English, who knew nothing about computers or money, go on to build a global tech empire? Well, the answer reveals this really powerful way of thinking about success that kind of flips everything you've been told on its head. It's a story that starts with failure.
You see, to really understand how Jack Ma won, you first have to understand just how much he lost. He wasn't just shaped by failure, he was forged in it. It was his greatest teacher, hands down.
So check this out. When he was starting out, he had zero clue about code, business plans, or spreadsheets. But what he did know was people. He understood how they thought, what they needed, and that turned out to be the only thing that really mattered.
And we're not talking about small setbacks here. I mean, look at this list. The KFC story alone is wild. 24 people applied for the job, they hired 23 of them, and he was the only one they said no to. You go through that enough times, you either give up or you develop some serious resilience. So, after getting knocked down so many times, especially with school, he had a realization. He wasn't going to win by being the smartest guy in the room. So he changed the game. He decided to focus on what he could be the best at, leading people and helping them succeed.
You can actually see this shift happening right here. He goes from being a poor student to becoming the president of his entire university student body. He figured out early on that it's not about being the genius, it's about knowing how to work with the geniuses.
And this is where it all clicks. He took this one core idea from his 6 years as a teacher and made it the foundation for his entire company. It's so simple, but it changed everything. For him, CEO didn't mean Chief Executive Officer. Nope, it meant Chief Education Officer. His main job, as he saw it, was to find people way smarter than him, give them the tools they needed, and then just get out of their way so they could do amazing things. Okay, let's jump to 1999. Picture this. Jack Ma gathers 18 of his friends into his tiny little apartment, and he's trying to sell them on a dream that, frankly, sounds completely insane at the time. The mission was to have small businesses in China sell their stuff online. But you have to remember, this is 1999. The basic building blocks for e-commerce, things like online payments or a reliable delivery system, they just didn't exist in China at all. And this is my favorite part. It shows his whole mindset. His team would say, "But Jack, there's no way to pay online." His answer, "Fine, we'll build it." "But there's no delivery network." His answer, "Okay, we'll build that too." For him, every single obstacle was just a business opportunity in disguise. The beginning was, well, it was pretty modest. On the first day their site went live, they had a grand total of 21 items for sale. And you know what they were? Just random stuff the employees brought from their own apartments. For the first couple of weeks, they were their own only customers, just buying and selling from each other to make sure the site even worked. But from that tiny, almost comical start, things just exploded. Just 13 years later, that same platform was doing over $500 billion in sales. To give you some perspective, that's more than the entire economy of Argentina. Just wow. And the impact was way bigger than just online shopping, because they built that whole ecosystem, the payments, the logistics, everything. They ended up creating an engine that supported more than 33 million jobs across China. So how did he do it? What was the mental software he was running? Well, Ma says that real, lasting success comes down to a balance of 3 things he calls the 3 Qs. And this table basically sums up his entire worldview. First, you need EQ, emotional intelligence. That's your people skills. That's how you get 18 friends to quit their jobs and join your crazy idea. Then you need IQ, your book smarts. That's what you need so you don't make a fatal mistake when you're building something that's never been built before. But the third one, LQ, or the love quotient, he says that's the most important of all. This is the why. It's about actually caring about your customers, your employees, and the community you're serving. That's what gives your success meaning, and it's what earns you respect that lasts. But, you know, Ma's most powerful lesson isn't really about his past. It's a direct challenge to every single one of us about how to find opportunities in the future. And here it is. This is the big takeaway. He basically says, stop looking for some brilliant new idea and just start listening. Every time you hear someone complain about something, that's it. That's an opportunity. That's a business waiting to be born. He believes that right now is the best time in human history to do this. You don't need to be a giant corporation with tons of money anymore. Technology has totally leveled the playing field. All you need is the courage to listen to a problem and then try to solve it. And that's the question Jack Ma leaves us with. It's a direct challenge. It turns something you hear every day into a potential breakthrough. So what are people around you complaining about? And what are you going to do about it?